My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekar classes on ethical hacking. This is lecture number 5. In this lecture, we will try to understand reconnaissance. What is reconnaissance? Reconnaissance is the process of collecting as much information as possible about a target network. It is required for identifying ways to intrude into an organization's or victim's network system. It is the first step before mounting any attack. We collect useful information about target PC such as IP address, list of open ports, secure ports, vulnerabilities, etc. What are the objectives of reconnaissance? Collecting network information, collecting system information, collecting organization information. These are the objectives of reconnaissance. What is the meaning of collecting network information? Collecting domain name. Let me say collecting domain name. That may be collecting IP addresses. If I collect IP addresses, that comes under network information. Internal domain names. Let me say internal domain names. Internal domain names. Even I can say services. There may be different services, isn't it? Services running. What is the meaning of services running? That may be related to TCP service. That may be related to UDP service. What about collect system information? System information means that may be, I can say, usernames, routing tables, routing tables comes under system information. System names, let me say system names, or you can say system architecture. What is this system architecture? Oh, there are different types of architectures, isn't it? Those things we will discuss in detailed manner. Even I can say passwords. Password also comes under system information. What about organizational information? What is the meaning of organization? That may be related to organization means what? I can say that is related to employee details, related to employees. Organization names, organization name, that may be location of the organization, that may be related to location, that may be related to something like contact information. Contact info also comes under organization information. Every organization has got its own security policies. That may be related to security policies. All this comes under objective, comes under organization information. Now we will try to understand types of reconnaissance. How many types of reconnaissance are there? First one is passive reconnaissance. Second one is active reconnaissance. What is passive? In this type of information gathering, we collect information about target indirectly. Passive means we can collect information about the target indirectly, whereas in the case of active reconnaissance, in this type of information gathering, we can collect information here. You can collect information directly. Whereas a collecting of the data that are publicly available, you can collect the data from publicly available, I can say publicly available web pages or applications. There may be publicly available web pages or applications through which I can collect information. That comes under passive reconnaissance. Whereas in the case of in the case of passive reconnaissance, we have tools. Even in the case of active reconnaissance, we have tools. What are those tools? We will try to understand. Just see this one. In the case of passive reconnaissance, there are tools like archive.org, even whose Netcraft, harvester tools. We can also use, in the case of passive reconnaissance, we can also use search engines. Search engines and search operators. We can make use search engines and search operators available with these search operators are available with search engines, isn't it? We can also use search engine and search operators available with search engines. That comes under passive reconnaissance. What about active reconnaissance? There are tools like it can be carried out. This active reconnaissance can be carried out by using network map or Nmap, Nessus, Metasploit framework. We can also use for this you can also use mail tracker. There is something like mail tracker. I will discuss this. Mail tracker, DNS enumeration. I can make use DNS enumeration, email enumeration. All these enumeration techniques I will discuss in my future classes. This is about a brief description of passive reconnaissance and active reconnaissance. I will discuss about these reconnaissances in my future classes in detailed manner. Now we will try to understand what is footprinting, what is the relation between footprinting and reconnaissance. What is the meaning? Footprinting is part of reconnaissance in which the hacker tried to gather target system information in active and passive ways. Reconnaissance is a set of techniques like footprinting, scanning, and enumeration which are used to discover and gather information about the target. Gathering information about the target makes it easier for the attacker to penetrate into the target. Footprinting is a part of reconnaissance phase in which the attacker uses various methods to gather information about the target and the entities associated with it. This information can be gathered through publicly available sources or by using various tools. Footprinting is required for any type of hacker. In my future classes, I will explain concepts related to footprinting. We will try to understand all concepts related to footprinting. Also, we will try to understand footprinting through search engines and advanced Google hacking techniques. We will also try to understand footprinting through web services and social networking sites. We will discuss about website footprinting, email footprinting, and computative intelligence. We will discuss who is DNS and network footprinting. We will also discuss footprinting through social engineering. We will try to understand footprinting with in the context of penetration testing. All these concepts I will discuss in detailed manner in my future classes. There are different footprinting tools. All those things we will discuss in future classes. Thank you very much.